Welcome to the SP Employee Self-Service demo. Drive employee productivity with self-service. A part of the digital workplace solutions from SP Marketplace. If we look at traditional organizations, often they grew department by department, almost as siloed functions within the organization. This is very typical, and the only issue is that for employees trying to get services, access resources, information, and so on from the different departments is a challenge. Where's the latest policies? What form do I need? How do I get help? Do I log into a help desk? Do I call them? What's the status of the help desk request or the request I made? Well, how do I find the time off request, or how do I find expense report? Whatever process I need to do. What's the latest news from that department? Is there events from the departments as well? And because every department does things in a different way, it becomes a challenge and time-consuming and even frustrating for employees, because the things that they need to do their jobs or to access internal services typically are all over the place and done inconsistently. And this could be very frustrating for employees. So if you've been through some of our demos and that type of thing, you know that our whole objective with the SP Marketplace Digital Workplace Solutions is to allow you to take care of some of that with a digital workplace intranet structure that leverages SharePoint and Office 365. And what we do is we bring in that business suite of applications. So if we take a look at that, we find that often when we put in this type of organizational hub structure, employees are much more productive and happier because things are consistently done across departments. So in this video, what we're going to do is take a closer look at the SP ESS module. So if we take a look at a traditional internal services model where employees actually get services from different departments, find resources, and so on, often there's many different ways to do things, and it's almost chaotic by nature. The concept of ESS is to replace that with a portal where employees can go into this portal and in a consistent way get services, resources, and so on from different departments. And the departments can also provide services in a consistent way. So things like asking for help, finding documents, finding policies, and other things are all now centralized and presented to the employee in a consistent way that makes it easy to find, easy to use, and they can spend their time doing their job, not administrative component. The way it's organized, SP Employee Self-Service, or ESS, has a homepage where employees can go to, and they can see the employee directory, time off calendars, employee suggestions, rooms, and resources. This is actually very complementary to the intranet portal that you may have of ours or an existing one, where that's really very much communication and navigation and collaboration oriented. This is very much employee activities and getting services. Also from here, you can get to Help Central, which is a central help desk, a consistent way that an employee can get services from any department. They can submit service requests, they can review all the service requests they have out to different departments to see the status, which eliminates really the need to chase down those things, and it'll automatically route it to the departments. There's a Doc Central, which is kind of a central point for policies, procedures, organizational documents that all employees need to get to. They can search, browse, they can look at it by groups, or even in a visual view through Delve. Then there's Process Central. Think of this as kind of the main place to present employee-facing business processes that they can get to them, rather than having to go all over the place to find out how to do things like submit time off requests or expense reports and so on. You can actually also take manual processes that might be manual forms today that are sent around via email for approval and automate those in the Process Central. So there's an electronic forms catalog that employees can find the right form. They can fill those out and submit the form, which will then start whatever process it may be needed, whether it needs approvals, and also can route it to the correct department. And again, all three of these provide some of the key things that employees need to do their jobs in a consistent way. So let's take a look at what ESS looks like and how it works. I'm going to turn it over to our demonstration expert, Andrew, my Aussie friend. Take it away, Andrew.
From the intranet, one of the first places an employee might want to go to is to the employee self-service section. It is from here that employees can put in a request, such as like time off or to put in an expense claim. They can get access to different rooms and resources, access to the document libraries, put in a request to other departments like IT, HR, facilities, and of course access the employee directory. Also from this page you've got your time off calendar, even an employee suggestions box. For staff to put in a request, such as to put in a time off request or their timesheets or purchase or expense claims, all they need to do is click on the button. It will bring up the inbuilt form for their request. From there they can fill out that form. Also from here they're able to see things like how much time off they've currently got available to them as well in the one area. From here, while they're filling out the form, they can not only pick the category of their time off, so it's not only paid time off, but for sickness as well as other types, and even the time off type, all the way from vacation to military, jury duty, and other holidays. And they fill it out like this, by quickly filling out the details of their request. Then all they need to do is save that request. And from there, three things will occur. One, they'll get an email to let them know that their request has been submitted. Also, their manager will get an email letting them know that their request that they have submitted a time off request. And it shows up in the system. It is also from here that employees are able to see if it is still pending approval or has been approved or even rejected from this one area. We do the same things for your timesheets and purchase requests and expense claims as well. Also, from the employee self-service section, staff are able to put in bookings for different resources in one area to see what is available. Put in those reservations for resources and other things as well. Also, and quite importantly, the ability to access the documents around the organisation in one centralised area. From here, they can access different libraries or delve boards, like for example, to see all the important documents in a visual view, so they can be seen in one area. Also, you can separate libraries as well, such as a policies library, a forms library, and even other libraries for your documents in one area. And of course, this is all searchable. It will even do a text search within different Microsoft documents as well for you. Another area that staff are able to access from the self-service section is the ability to put in requests to other departments in the organisation, such as to put in a request to HR or IT, facilities, and so on and so forth, and to be able to see the statuses of those requests all in one area. And finally, another important part is, of course, the employee directory in here as well, where staff are able to see all the employees within the organisation, view it by different departments or locations if you want, and even by different managers or even contact card views in one area. And it will even incorporate other Office 365 components such as your Skype for Business, so that when you can see when staff are available, to be able to message them, call them, email them, all from this centralized employee directory. While the employee self-service section itself makes it easy for staff to put in those different requests, it is also easy for managers as well to approve those requests. They have a centralized area to see all the different purchase requests or timesheets, expenses and time off requests in one area. From here they're able to see the new requests that have been put through, and for them to be able to approve that request, all they need to do is click on the item. It will open up into the request itself, and under managerial approval, simply approve that request itself. Then it will go on up the chain of command for the next manager to do their approvals. It also means that managers do not miss anything. They're able to see all those requests in one area, rather than having to follow up in different email chains. Also, from here there is departmental reporting for those managers, so they can see all the different expenses and time off requests in one area for their departments. And to manage the managers, you have a page for that, so that when a manager goes on leave or is removing from that position, you don't have to organise all the changes through Active Directory. It's just a simple page to manage those managers. Also, on an administration side of things, we have different areas to put in the different pay periods that are utilised for the timesheets, to edit your rooms and resources that are being utilised, to update the time off data for employees as well, so you're able to see all that information in one area, and for HR or payroll to be able to update that on a regular basis. So the employee self-service section is not just for employees, it is also designed to help managers in approving and seeing what's going on with their departments.